Now, this is a set of directions that is very vocab heavy. Please recall and write down now what you should do if you see these directions. Pause now. And this is the formula that you should recall. Some number x raised to n equals a. So the first thing to do for 5, 6, 7, 8 is just to simply write it in that way. Now, a couple things to note before we dive in is what about the negatives? So when we solve this, we're going to be looking for the missing x and then consider the negatives. These are some reminders in my own words that I think you should recall. I encourage you to pause, read these, and write them in your own words. Now let's write 5, 6, 7, 8 in the format above. Now, how do we actually solve these? Well, let's see. 5 is saying a number times itself 2 times equals 49. So we're going to have to think, what could that number be? You could look to your power reference sheet or just recall that, oh, that's right, 7 times 7 is 49. So 7 is going to be my answer. But if a number works, check to see if it's negative would work. So I'm going to put the negative in. I'm going to check -7 and -7, and I'm going to see, does it work? And -7 times -7 is indeed 49. So -7 is part of your answer too. Both of these answers are required to get full credit. They are both solutions. Let's try it again. Now it's 3 blanks equals -216. Well, now we have a negative on this side. So I need to think to myself, how am I going to multiply 3 times to get a negative? Well, negative times a negative, these two would be a positive. A positive times a negative. Does that give me a negative? Well, it indeed does. So this works only if all of these, or the number that you find is negative. Using a calculator or your power reference sheet, we would find that it is a 6. And when you find the number, consider it's negative, it's opposite. In this case, it wouldn't work because it wouldn't get me a -216. So that is my answer. Number 7 is saying multiplied 4 times would give me -81. So let's consider the negative. Well, in order to get a negative, I need to be working with negatives. And let's think about this. Well, these two, a negative times a negative would give me a positive. And these two, a negative times a negative would give me a positive. Would that give me a negative that I need? No, this doesn't work. So we would say no solution. Or no real solution you may see other textbooks use. Number 8 is saying the same thing. Again, see if you could do this yourself. I will pause and reveal the answer in one moment. I got 2. Did you get one that I missed? Remember, if a number works, check it's negative, it's opposite. So if I put a negative here, does it work? Well, negative times a negative, positive. Negative times a negative, positive. Times a negative, well, that wouldn't work. So I cannot include the negative. So 2 is my only answer. -2 is not a solution.